Every year, billions of animals die solely for the sake of the fashion industry's products and profit. An immeasurable amount of suffering goes into every fur-trimmed jacket, high-end leather bag, belt, and woolen sweater that you wear. With consumers becoming more aware of sustainable and cruelty-free fashion, there's an attempt to create products that are eco-friendly. Mayura Davda Shah is one such individual who is trying to make an impact by using waste fish scales as fashion material. Mayura is the founder of sustainable fashion brand Mayu, which came about thanks to a vacation she went on 7 years ago.
I was on a trip to Iceland back in November 2015. This was a leisure trip and it was with friends. So anytime I visit a new place, I like to take some time off and away from the rest of the group and just do my deep diving into the culture, let's say, immerse myself into the local art and craft scene. And that's precisely what I was doing on the streets of Reykjavik, which is the capital of the country, and I was just exploring the different art galleries and places. And I came upon, my eyes fell on this very beautiful set of bracelets that looked like snake leather or something like it, but very interesting. And so when I asked the person who was by the store, what is this and what is it made of, she said fish leather. And since then I have been hooked to the idea, let's say that.
Inspired by the moment, Mayura decided to bring the concept to India, where animal hide is usually more popular option for bags and accessories. She started researching all about fish leather and the use of discarded byproducts of the fishing industry, something quite common in the Nordic region.
I worked with a scientist for almost a span of a year and a half to make this happen. So we actually made fish leather in India, and it was the kind that I had seen back in Iceland. But given the requirements of the setup that a tannery requires, and I wanted to go in the direction of making a brand using materials to create finished products. That's why we decided to import the material and do it from those who have the certifications and everything in place to support a sustainable brand that we wanted to create.
And so Mayu was formed, and an idea turned into a business empire with a conscience. Mayu claims that in the entire process, no fish is ever killed, and they strictly use fish scales and skin that have been discarded.
We started off with fish leather. Fish leather also comes in various types. There is salmon leather, there's wolfish, there's perch, there's cod, tilapia, and as many fish people are known to be eating, and it's deskinned and consumed. Those many varieties of fish leathers can be made. But we have been using salmon leather and wolfish leather, particularly because of how they look and feel and the sheer availability of that material as a byproduct which can be turned into leather.
But it isn't just waste fish skin. The brand is also working with other environment-friendly waste materials to bring a look of luxury to their sustainable brand of fashion.
We've also started using vegan leather alternative materials. So these are something like Pinyatex, which is made from the fibers of pineapple leaves. We've also done some work with Kona grass, which is known to be, water hyacinth, which grows as a weed, and it's usually cut down. So that's what's dried and it's used into some of our bags. We're also looking at using malai, which is coconut leather in common words, and many more such fruit and plant-based materials that are really changing the face of fashion today and for tomorrow.
Along with sustainability, the brand also believes in uplifting women through their work. Mayu is working with a facility in Chennai that helps with manufacturing and production.
So there we have a workforce, a dedicated workforce, let's say, of women who come from underprivileged backgrounds, and these are over 90% of the artisans who work on our products are these women. And we are trying to empower these women, upskill them to make products that are export worthy, that are very high in quality, and that are like literally reaching different corners of the planet, right? So we do this by not just giving them employment, but like really, if you think of they come into the workforce, they get the basic training on how to work with leather, stitching, sewing, all of that. But when we as a brand come into the picture, we are also introducing newer materials, which is a totally different thing for even the facility and the leather craftsmen there. So what we as a brand try and do is we try and teach them how to best optimize the material usage, minimize wastage, but yet create like these stunning designs that you end up seeing on the products. So we conduct these workshops to really make this happen. Let's say whether it's fish leather, Pinyatex, or anything else that they have handled so far. So this is our little bit of contribution to let's say women empowerment or empowering artisans.
The main idea that Mayu centers its efforts around is coming up with products that are not only good from a sustainable standpoint, but also ones that look high-end and luxurious. Today, Mayu's sustainable accessories have made their way to the ramps of Paris and Hungary.
We've had, we work with several interesting materials. We have a material here which is basically a bioplastic. This is 100% biodegradable, made out of a form of algae. There are materials that we source from different parts of the world, including leather made out of mango skins and mango pulp. You have materials made out of mushrooms and things like that. So you have a lot of interesting materials available in the product. They all come with their limitations, let's put it like that. But the limitations allow Mayura and her design team to come up with new ideas of how to use these materials but still make a world-class, a beautiful product, a timeless product. Most of the products are made to be timeless, right? It's not a buy now and throw away in 4 months kind of product. So that's where we're trying to go.
Creating timeless products and not seasonal fashion is another aspect of Mayu's sustainability. With the world of fashion now exploring a plethora of possibilities when it comes to eco-friendly, biodegradable, environmentally responsible materials, Mayura and Karan are also experimenting with locally available raw materials in their quest to bring the best to Indian wardrobes.
Interestingly enough, we come from district Sholapur, which has a peculiar, interesting fruit, which is extremely rich in fibers and proteins. And I won't name that fruit today because we're still under development. But this fruit is available in abundance, right? This district exports or sells, let's put it like that, 100,000 tons of this fruit on a yearly basis. And 50% of the fruit is byproduct, is thrown away as waste. And this waste is actually the most useful part for us because it contains all the fiber, it contains all the protein. We are trying to develop a material out of this waste fruit byproduct, which we will of course use in our own collections going forward, in our own vegan collections, but then also put this out there for the world to use. We not only place ourselves as a brand that uses vegan material, but also creates a new vegan material for the world out there to use. I think this is the vision of the brand. Like I said at the beginning, we're just at the very beginning of this journey. A long way ahead to go. A lot of opportunities and avenues to explore, and all fingers crossed.
In the world of fast fashion, there have been no constants. But with brands like Mayu deeply committed to both quality and also ethics and the environment, sustainable fashion is hopefully here to stay. As an industry, fashion is big business. High value, high growth, high employment, but also very high environmental damage. From carbon emissions and water pollution to massive amounts of textile waste and generation of microplastics, fashion and its supply chain has been one of the highest polluting industries. And that is why global fashion designers and brands are racing to experiment in the innovative material space. From vegan mushroom and apple and pineapple leather to nettle and orange fiber, and then textiles made from algae and even sweat. These innovative fabrics are bringing a revolution in the fashion industry. Amongst these innovations is cork. If you thought cork is only used in wine bottles or for coasters, think again. Brands are now using fabric made from corks to make trendy handbags and accessories. Cork is a biodegradable, renewable and completely natural product made from the bark of a tree. And a bag made of trees? Who would have thought? Leaving a 17-year-long career in HR, Arundhati Kumar started Studio Beach in Mumbai 2 years ago with a vision to protect the environment. A brand that makes bags out of leather made from trees and leaves. In Arundhati Kumar's words, Studio Beach was born out of the core belief that style and sustainability can and must exist. And the lifestyle and accessories startup aims to create an ecosystem that encourages making conscious choices.
You want to get that little.
I actually took a holiday मेरे friends के साथ, मेरी बेटी के साथ और हम यूरोप गए घूमने and that was 2020 और इतनी गर्मी थी वहाँ पे. I think वो पहला साल था जब यूरोप में बहुत मेजर हीट वेव हुआ था और अब तो वो कॉमन न्यूज हो चुका है. It's getting worse every year. And I remember कि मैं अपने दोस्त से बात कर रही थी कि हम कहते रहते हैं कि ग्लोबल वार्मिंग आएगा but ये ऑलरेडी आ चुका है. It is here, it's now. तो जब मैं वापस आई मैं कोवर्किंग स्पेस से काम करती थी तो मैंने एक्चुअली गूगल किया ऑल्टरनेटिव्स टू लेदर और इतने सारे मटेरियल्स रिसर्च मेरे सामने आए जिनके बारे में मैंने कभी नहीं सुना था, मैंने कभी नहीं देखा था. सो आई गॉट वेरी एक्साइटेड. मैंने देखा कि ये इंडिया में भी अवेलेबल नहीं है तो मैंने कहा ठीक है चलो देन लेट मी स्टार्ट. और बस यहीं से बीच की शुरुआत हुई.
A single mother herself, Arundhati's father has run a well-established leather business in Kolkata for the last 5 decades. But for Arundhati, making the shift to a more sustainable lifestyle, not just a sustainable business, was central to her life's philosophy.
मैंने अक्टूबर 2019 से इस बिजनेस से काम करना शुरू किया. उस टाइम पे ये जगह ली हमने. मेरे पास 2 कारीगर थे, मैं थी और हम ये मटेरियल्स का पहला बैच आया था इंडिया में. हम इनसे रिसर्च कर रहे थे, देख रहे थे क्या कर सकते हैं नहीं कर सकते. एंड जब मैं लोगों से मिलती थी लोगों को बताती थी कि हम प्लांट बेस्ड लेदर से काम कर रहे हैं, किसी ने कभी ना सुना था ना देखा था. आई मीन यहाँ तक कि जब पहली बार मैंने कैक्टस से बना हुआ लेदर इंडिया में मंगाया जो मेक्सिको से आता है, उसे इंडियन कस्टम्स ने पकड़ लिया. दे सेड कि व्हाट इज दिस मटेरियल, ये कैक्टस है या लेदर है. सो आई हैड टू एक्सप्लेन टू देम बिकॉज ये मटेरियल पहली बार इंडिया में इंपोर्ट हुआ था, किसी ने कभी देखा ही नहीं था. तो मैंने बीच शुरुआत की थी 3 कारीगरों के साथ और वो सब एक्चुअली लेदर ट्रेड से हैं. और हमारे यहाँ जितने भी लोग हैं सब ने अपनी करियर शुरू करी थी लेदर ट्रेड में. सभी एक्सपोर्ट हाउसेज में काम कर चुके हैं. उनमें से काफ़ी लोग हैं जिन्होंने मेरे पिताजी की कंपनी में भी काम किया है बहुत सालों तक. एंड कीमिया तो शुरू में तो इनको इन मटेरियल्स की समझ ही नहीं थी. इससे जैसे वक्त गया and they started seeing these materials, understanding these materials. तो अब वो स्टेज पे आया है क्योंकि I show them कि देखो इस मैगजीन में तुम्हारी फोटो आई है, इस न्यूज़पेपर पे आज लोगों ने. एंड मेरे लिए ये बहुत जरूरी है. I like them to get the limelight. I want कि इनकी इंटरव्यूज हो. एंड उसके बाद तो मतलब ये गाँव में फोटोज भेज रहे हैं, इस मैगजीन, इस न्यूज़पेपर. They were in Economic Times, on ET Now, बहुत ज़्यादा. I think अब उनको इस बात की है कि हम जो कर रहे हैं इंडिया में वो कोई नहीं कर रहा. That's a huge pride for them. So now they understand. मुझे एटलीस्ट इस बात की खुशी है कि कुछ ना हो तो मैंने 20 लोगों की सोच तो बदली है मेरे फैक्ट्री में. for sure.
With a love for the planet at the heart of Studio Beach's philosophy, Arundhati's choice of materials for the accessories the brand makes is a mindful and ethical choice.
हम 3-4 अलग मटेरियल्स के साथ काम करते हैं स्टूडियो पे. जो पहली मटेरियल्स हम काम करते हैं दैट इज कॉर्क. सो कॉर्क वही कॉर्क है जो वाइन के स्टॉपर्स में होता है. कॉर्क कम्स फ्रॉम द बार्क ऑफ अ ट्री. जो कॉर्क ओक होता है उसके छाल से बनता है. ये एक ऐसा फैब्रिकी मटेरियल बनता है जिसे कहते हैं कॉर्क. तो इसका बैकिंग भी आप देखोगे कॉटन का है. सो वी डोंट वर्क विद एनी काइंड ऑफ प्लास्टिक बैकिंग और पॉलिएस्टर बैकिंग. तो ये एक बहुत ही वर्सेटाइल ब्यूटीफुल मटेरियल है. अलग अलग कलर में आता है, अलग अलग प्रिंट्स में आती है. सो दैट्स अ बिग मटेरियल दैट वी वर्क विद एट बीच. द सेकेंड मटेरियल दैट वी वर्क विद एक्चुअली इज पिनेटेक्स. So Pinatex is made out of pineapple leaves. जो पाइनएप्पल के पत्ते होते हैं ना वो बहुत ही फाइब्रस होते हैं. तो जब आप उनको निकालो इट मेक्स अ थिक स्ट्रॉन्ग मटेरियल जो इजीली फटता नहीं है. Various layers compressed together. What's interesting is ये 90% biodegradable है. The third material we work with is Deserto. Deserto is made out of cactus pulp. वो मटेरियल मेक्सिको से आता है. द लास्ट मटेरियल वी नाउ स्टार्टेड वर्किंग विद इन इंडिया इज अ मटेरियल कॉल्ड मिरम. इट कम्स विद फ्रॉम यूएस. इसकी खासियत ये है कि इसमें जीरो प्लास्टिक है. दे हैव डिजाइन्ड अ मटेरियल जो एक्चुअली रबर से बनता है. रबर, वेस्ट, कॉर्न, राइस, इन सब नेचुरल मटेरियल्स को मिला के उन्होंने एक लेदर लाइक मटेरियल बनाया है.
In the Indian market, where people can easily buy trendy bags for a few hundred rupees, the big challenge for Studio Beach is to change the way consumers think. For Arundhati, the process is slow, but not unachievable.
बीच उस रेस में है ही नहीं. We are not in that race. We are not fighting that war. बीच के कस्टमर्स वो लोग हैं जो अपने कंजम्पशन के बारे में बहुत कॉन्शियस है. और यू नो दिस ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल आर ओनली ग्रोइंग. क्योंकि आज अगर आप अखबार खोले यू कैनॉट मिस द न्यूज ऑफ व्हाट्स हैपनिंग इन द वर्ल्ड. आज की सबसे बड़ी ग्लोबल न्यूज क्या है? क्लाइमेट वार्मिंग. द बीचेस ऑडियंस इज वेरी वेरी केयरफुल अबाउट देयर कंजम्पशन. वो अच्छी चीज़ें खरीदना चाहता है, वो क्वालिटी चीज़ें खरीदना चाहते हैं, वो 1 मिनट के लिए भी अपने फैशन पे नहीं कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना चाहते. सो फॉर देम सस्टेनेबिलिटी इज नॉट अ कॉटन झोला. दे स्टिल वांट अ वेरी स्टाइलिश बैग. दे आर विलिंग टू पे दैट प्रीमियम. और उनके दिमाग में ये भी है कि इसे हम खरीदेंगे, इसे हम 1-2 साल यूज करेंगे, नॉट 6-8 months. सो आई थिंक वो ग्रुप बढ़ रही है.
Arundhati had launched Beach just a few days before the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. And Beach, like several small businesses, had to bear the brunt of the lockdown when everything came to a standstill.
I think it's been hard. ये कभी easy नहीं होता and the pandemic made it harder. क्योंकि बच्चे स्कूल नहीं जा रहे थे, घर से पढ़ रहे थे. क्योंकि जब सबके मम्मी पापा घर से काम कर रहे थे, I was working from the studio. At the end of the day हमारा मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेटअप है, टीम छोटी है. I had to be here. First year exports were completely shut, right? Because borders were shut. कोई नहीं खरीद रहा था, कुछ सामान इधर से उधर नहीं जा रहा था. But last year itself we have worked with over 10 international clients. We do everything end to end, right? We source for them, we design for them, we manufacture for them, we put it out to them. Interesting thing ये है कि हमने इन ब्रांड्स को नहीं ढूंढा. You know, they found us through our website, what we stand for, what we speak, and they reached out to me saying कि जैसे ब्रांड तुम अपने लिए इंडिया में बना रही हो, can you help us make a similar brand for ourselves in various parts of the world? So we're working with people in Canada, US, Dubai, Australia. और इस स्पेस में होने के लिए आपको इस फिलॉसफी की समझ होनी बहुत ज़रूरी है. You have to understand it and you have to believe in it. तभी जाके आप कुछ ऑथेंटिक सा कर पाओगे. नहीं तो इट्स नॉट अ इजी स्पेस. यू नो, हर स्टेप पे जाके टेम्पटेशन होगा कि छोड़ो यार, इसको हटाओ, लेट्स डू समथिंग चीपर. माई टीम लुक्स एट मी सेइंग व्हाट आर यू सेइंग. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि आई हैव क्रिएटेड अ बंच ऑफ मॉन्स्टर्स. मैंने इतना इनके दिमाग में ड्रिल कर दिया, देयर इज नो गोइंग बैक. एट ऑल.
It's courage and strong conviction that has led women like Arundhati and Mayura to give up established careers and follow their passion, to show the world that it's possible to provide the Indian consumer with a sustainable, responsible, eco-friendly alternative to the world of polluting fast fashion. We need more entrepreneurs like Mayura and Arundhati so we can make the right choices to stay trendy and environment friendly at the same time.